Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike. You guys are rocking with me and Mike's Intellectual Corner. On today's episode, we are going to be doing another Al Murray reaction. This is why the British are undefeated World War Champions. With that being said, we're just going to dive right into this one. Let's go.
We currently, the British, are World War Champions of the world. Undisputed World War. Yeah? We haven't lost a war. We haven't lost a war for 1,000 fucking years. That is a fact. Yeah.
Well, there's one war that you did lose, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave that to the whatchamacallit. But other than that, I mean, now I'm thinking about it, it's pretty much just all K's and all W's.
We even had a war against the French that lasted 100 years, called the 100 Years' War. But the reason it lasted 100 years is because we're enjoying winning it so much, we spun it out for the full century.
He just enjoyed kicking that ass so much that they just strung it out.
Oh yeah. If it's going well, you stay at the crease, don't you? Now, the point is, I mean, we had to help the Americans in the Iraq War, and there are people who say the Iraq War was unnecessary. I cannot agree. It was essential practice. In case one comes along, we've actually got to fight, wasn't it?
I mean, if in those cases it is good urban warfare practice, I guess you can say, as dark as that is.
Got to stay match fit in case the Germans try again. I've been too quiet for too long. I mean, they're saying Iraq's turning into a new Vietnam. Oh no, loads more fucking miserable films with Yanks in. Now, the point is... No, we had to help you. We had to help the Americans, because they've never won one on their own before, have they? And they came to the experts. Undefeated World War Champions of the world. Because the British Army, the British Army works on a simple system, doesn't it? Yeah? The American Army, a dog's breakfast, with all due respect. Yeah? The battle plan for Iraq was a disaster.
That's because George Bush drew that up in his cabinet. And no offense, but George Bush is not our most intellectual mind, so to speak. So, just saying.
Disaster, wasn't it? Because what did they do? And we all knew it was a rubbish battle plan. You knew, didn't Heidi? You knew, didn't you, love? And it doesn't concern you, sweetheart. Everyone knew. The boys knew the Yanks were going to fuck it up, didn't you, fellas? You knew, didn't you? You knew. Yeah, Ludwig. Yeah, you knew with your detailed understanding of military campaigns. We all knew. Phil knew. Yes, Vera slammed the phone down on him, and yet again, he knew. You boys, you knew, didn't you?
In other words, everybody knew that stuff was pretty crappy plan.
Didn't you? Yeah? Yeah, the American battle plan. You knew, didn't you, Andrew? Your head full of uniforms. Oh, those poor boys. We all knew. We all knew. Because what did the Americans do? Basic, bottom line, battlefield error. They sent Marines, water soldiers, and they sent them to fight in the fucking desert.
As a soldier, I full-heartedly support that.
How was that ever going to work? Baghdad's a 5-hour drive at best if you ignore the speed cameras. 3 weeks in a speedboat. Come on, fellas.
I thought it was funny whenever I was there and I saw naval personnel there. I'm like, what the fuck what are y'all here for? What river is close enough here that y'all need to be here for?
Get on bus, boys, come on! Fuck it, let's pedal. I don't know what I've been told. Nonsense. So what did we do? We're in the desert, we did the obvious thing. We sent the desert rats. Because the clue is in the fucking name.
That's just common sense for you right there. That's Britain for you.
Phone rings, we're in the desert. We'll send the desert rats then. It's obvious, George, don't be so stupid. Yeah? Yeah, all right, okay, I'll tell them to paint the van yellow. Oh, get away from me. Now, the point is... Yeah, because that's how the British Army works, isn't it, fellas? On a simple job name description allocation system basis.
Very simple. I got you. Very simple. This is what it is. This is what it is.
Because we are the most sensible, normal, down-to-earth people in the world, yeah? The British Army works on a job name description allocation system basis. Very simple, yeah? You've got the desert rats for fighting in the desert. It's obvious, isn't it, yeah? You've got the parachute regiment for parachuting. It's obvious, isn't it, yeah? You've got the Royal Engineers for going behind enemy lines and putting out cones, haven't you, fellas? Slow the traffic down to 20 for no fucking reason whatsoever.
But that one always I think that's for everybody, and those to me, what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
And an aluminous top and do nothing, disrupting the enemy's infrastructure. Fucking brilliant work, fellas. We've got the Scots Guards, keeping an eye on the Scots. Oh, yeah. Got the Irish Guards, keeping an eye on the Irish. Not so busy anymore. And of course, now we're all friends. And of course...
It almost looked like he was about to grab a beer there. He's so trained on it.
And of course, the Welsh Guards, for simply keeping an eye on the Welsh. Mind you, there's nothing to guard in Wales since they dug out all the coal. They should have paced themselves, really. Now, the point is... We've got the Horse Guards for guarding the horses, haven't we? Yeah? Horse artillery for firing horses at the enemy.
So that one's a little bit, out there. That don't make sense, huh?
Freaking them out. Achtung, horse! And of course, the light infantry for fighting during the day. It's a simple system. Special forces soldiers who can't read. A simple system. Laid out plain
I got it. Light infantry, light daylight.
and simple, so the Queen, who's a woman, can understand how her army works. You can't argue that.
Alright guys, thank you for joining me in another Al Murray reaction, something to lighten the mood a little bit. Thank you guys again for joining me. I'll see you guys on another one. I'm out. Peace.